my parents, they see me since I was a baby. They see me growing up. So I had no shirt on. My mother like, you done got fat.
Oh man. The moms
I'm
will
like,
do it. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, she went on. She went in hard. But the point is, I had to sit there and like, I have gained weight. I have gotten fat. Okay, what am I going to do? When you think about it, man, we set our attitude. Offense itself is us giving up control.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Today for Tomorrow podcast. We are back in the lab again. Rodney, how you doing?
I'm good, man. We virtual once again. Hey, Mike is willing and dealing. We in between meetings, just trying to make this happen. Hey, but I'm good. I'm good.
Good. So today, I want everybody to really listen closely. And because this is going to require some reflection. Most of them do, but this one in particular, is going to really take some sitting down and dealing with you, the one in the mirror. And so the subject, I was talking to Rodney the other day and actually had a situation where um someone close, actually the person I'm with, they had they had just brought up something. They had actually, I'm gonna just put it all out there. They had said, "You look like you losing weight." And when she said it, because we jumping right into this episode. When she said it, I'm like, and my mind, like there's so many thoughts that kind of rolled through my head at the moment that it was said, because it's like there's so many things that you can, so many ways you can spin that. Like there's so many different routes you can take in terms of response. And so, but I'm thinking about like this person knows that this person knows like that so how much goes into life right now, especially in this most recent season of life. And it's like there's been so many wins, so much work that had to be done to achieve these wins. And it's like a lot of them came at the ninth hour. A lot of them came by the thinnest margin. And it's like I feel like I was just getting on to the other side, and then this. And like, what? Out of everything that you want to point out, this is what you wanted to point out. And so, and so it's like, man. And so I took a second, but this didn't say anything really about, well, I said, well, actually, I haven't really lost much weight, because I actually did look at like, I got on a scale actually recently, and I really don't lose much weight. So I did say I didn't really lose weight. But it's like, other than that, I just pretty much left it, because I'm like, there's too many thoughts, because you can choose to be offended. You can say, you can try to target the other person. You can say you don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here with that. There's a whole lot of routes that you can take with that particular data point. And but when I was just kind of sitting there digesting the thoughts, like kind of going over, because one thing that, and I recommend doing this, like it's really cool, because as people, human beings have the ability to do this. You can think about your thoughts. You can think about the emotions that come up. And so in that, I was just kind of taking in like everything that came up in my mind, like this response came up, this potential response came up, this emotion came up, this is how I felt about this. And I was just taking it all in, like, wow, this is that small thing sparked all of this. And then, of course, once you do that, you can then decide. If you do take a second, you just decide what you're going to do moving forward. Like, how I've got the data now. What am I going to actually do about this? And my response was, I just went to the gym. I said, you know what? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of thoughts that went through my head. There's a whole lot of, different kind of routes that I could have taken the whole thing. And yeah, I mean, I always like to put my life in this kind of frame because it helps me to kind of stay on point. If you put a camera on me 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week, would is this man really about what he says he's about, or is he playing games? If there's a camera on you, because I mean, of course, you're the only one who sees everything you do. If there's a camera on me, am I really sold out for God? Am I really about my business? Do I really care about people? Am I really giving back? Am I really studying? Am I really growing? Am I really developing? Am I really staying away from things that I shouldn't be around? Am I really making time for the people that matter to me? If there's a camera on you and you can say those things, great. The one thing I was missing was, oh, during all of that other stuff, you miss your days at the gym. Okay, all right.
Well, let's unpack because I remember you and I talking right behind that, and I feel the energy right now and that statement right, and I think this is a great one to bring up because man, that offense because we all get offended by something, right? And so whereas you were talking about how you might have looked like you've lost a little weight and the person asked you, hey, and you're like, whoa, what you talking about? I've been so busy and doing all these other things. I haven't had a chance to go to the gym. So don't you see the effort elsewhere? And, I remember talking to you and I was like, well, not that this didn't come to mind, but the person could also been saying, hey, I see you working out like crazy, doing all this other stuff. And I know you like to work out. I know that's a big part of what you do. And, I'm concerned because, you might be working too much in these other areas and you're not able to work out, you know? And so to your point, and you hadn't made this point yet, but I think you're getting there is like, it comes down to what you're going to do, but it's also come down to sometimes the intent that the person has no offense in it. They're not intending to be offensive. They're not even intending to be funny. They coming from a genuine place of either concern or an observation or something that's real innocent. But we can get offended when when that match hit that little dry grass, it ignites. And sometimes that dry grass is something that we're sensitive about or something that we like, wait a minute, you know, I- you not seeing all this other stuff I've done, So I can relate to what you're saying because it's easy to get offended. It's easy. But I think the other part, and this is what we want to talk about too, and you went to the gym. You could have sat there, you could have had an argument or debate about it, but you made a decision. So what made you go to the gym? And then how did you process that, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym? What went through your head, Martell?
When I had the space to really think about everything, I had to come to there was the, you know what, out of all this thing, like how I can't, like, there was the moment of, okay, I can just choose to just dismiss this. Like like maybe I don't choose offense, but we just gonna throw that going in the bin.
Mhm,
We ain't
mhm,
doing nothing
mhm.
about it. It's like, but for me, when I thought about that route, I'm like, when I think about who I am and who the person that I am working to become, I gotta consider, does neglecting this particular part of life map out to becoming that person? And for me, it was like, you can't. Yeah, you might have done a lot. Like you might have gotten a lot of done. I mean, shoot, everybody else might be cheering about all the other stuff. Great, fantastic. But if you want to be him, then you need to go to the gym. You need to
Mhm.
you need to find a way to also add that in. And so I just had to sit with that particular thought, and I'm like, I'm going to use this for me, and I'm not about to I'm not going to throw it away in the trash. I'm not about to get offended by it. We just going to take action today. That's it.
So it became motivation. And also, it also became insight because, I'm just hearing you talking how you break it down. When you take that that feeling of offense and turn it on its head, you can make it into something positive. And it's not the offense that you're making positive. It's when you take the offense out of it and you re-examine what's going on. For one, hey, is it true? Oh, yep. And I'll share my story. Total opposite of what you said. I remember going home to Chicago a few years ago, and I had just took a bath and so forth. So I didn't have my shirt. So my parents, they seen me since I was a baby. They seen me growing up, so I had no shirt on.
Right.
My mother like, you done got fat.
Oh man.
I'm like,
The moms will do it. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, Ma, really? Really? I said, yes, I've gained some weight. I mean, she went on. I mean, she went in hard. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. All
So,
gas, no brakes.
yes, all gas, no break. I mean, she couldn't let it go. So, finally, I'm like, yeah, okay, I gained weight, Ma, whatever. And, but, you handled it a lot better than I did. But the point is, I had to sit there and like, I have gained weight. I have gotten fat. I'm like, it's a reality. Okay, what am I going to do? And it did motivate me to start eating better and so forth. And, I dropped a few pounds and still doing that. But the point though is that, I had to get past the offense before I could even process it, you know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I was living a lie where it's like, no, I ain't really gained that much weight. You know, I'm not, you know, I wasn't really looking in the mirror, literally looking in the mirror and seeing the same thing or seeing what the reality was, right? So, and that's what caused me to be offended because not, I'm just talking about myself. I was living in a false reality. And my mother just burst the bubble. Now she could have done it a whole lot nicer than what she did, but she burst that bubble. You know what I'm saying?
I think what's interesting about that is because what I have described is, so my girlfriend was the spokesperson. His mom was the person. What's interesting is like, well, me, and I'm sure this is true of Rodney too. There ain't a whole bunch of people who, most people who say something to me about me, I know you're so far out of my like bubble to where you don't really even know the full details of anything. Like you really don't know me. And so most people's like 99.99999% of the population, I pretty much it's almost impenetrable for you to try to for you to offend me. Cause like most, I'm like, you literally don't have the information to say something that's informed. Like you can't really give a real opinion that I can take and say, all right, this is fact, because you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's them people who are who are the closest, who
Yes.
know you, who understand like, okay, wait a minute, X, Y, and Z. When they say something, it can go through. But on the same token, if you got a bunch of people around you who you know care about you, who love you, who want the best for you, and they say something, that's when you really got to sit and think about it. Because that's what it was. I mean, for me in this situation, it was like, you know what? To the point that you made a little earlier, there's an intention part of it. Somebody off the street might just be talking crap.
Mm-hmm.
You take that for what it is. But somebody close to you might, just like to what you said, maybe it's like, I'm a little bit concerned, or maybe, I know what's normal to me about you is this particular thing, and I don't see that. What's going on? And so it's not I'm saying this because I'm trying to really hurt you. It's like I'm saying this because maybe I'm just not have you changed? Have your thought process on this particular part of your life, has it changed? Or have you not thought about this particular thing? Or what's going on? Because help me to understand, because I care about you. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Yep, that's exactly what you're saying. It's, but I depend. You said a couple things. The people closest to us are really. I'm not saying someone not close to us can't offend us. They can't, but it don't cut the same. It's like
You're gonna
it's
have to
like a
do some work.
scratch. It's like a scratch versus a stab. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so but at the same time, I remember reading this book. It's called The Bait of Satan. It's a great book. I recommend you go out and get it. Actually, I listen to it every so many years just to get my mind back right. But it talks about offense and the power of offense. And when we do get offended, how it can lead us to sin. All right. And the thing about it is that if we take ourselves and kind of like we're talking about right now and look at what are we offended about and why are we offended? And usually it's because, we feel, I don't know, like we got to step up and defend ourselves about something. We feel we being mischaracterized or threatened. But if we really peel back the onion, that's not what's happening. Even people that try to do things on purpose to upset us, it's usually something going on with them that they're dealing with, and they're trying to put it on you. I'm talking about when it's malicious, okay? And then you got the other side where we get offended because someone's, really authentically love us and care about us and say something that we take as offense. So it's two different, I guess, pathways. One is one where I would say is malicious, and that's not who the individual is. And you got to understand that person gonna do that to whoever they come across. Then you got the other one that cares about you and loves you, that's not trying to offend you, but we take it. But it all comes to us and how we receive it.
No, you had made me think of, because you had actually mentioned this, but it wasn't even about this particular subject just before we started recording. You had mentioned Cain and Abel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cain and Abel, they both presented an offering. They both presented a gift.
Mm-hmm.
One of them had one that was acceptable, the other one not so much. They found out the news, and one did something that was absolutely heinous to the
Yes.
other one.
Yes.
Now, that sounds a lot like being offended.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So, go ahead.
Nah, you go. You finish. You go ahead and finish. I jump in there.
So, this offense part, it has shown up, and it goes all the way back, all the way back. Now, this particular situation with Cain and Abel, with the offering that was accepted versus the one that wasn't. Abel was the one who delivered the one that was, oh, this is great, everything like that. Um, but the thing is, it had to have started to eat Cain up. It had the idea of, man, what you think he's, and this is just the enemy talking to you. He's better than me. You think he's better than me? I can't. Am I incapable of giving a good offering? Am I? What am I? Am I less than? He's supposed to be younger than me. What? He's better than me now. And then all of these kind of thoughts, and he can't do anything to God, so he turns this anger, this rage, this offense that really stemmed from him, what he did, not what somebody else did, not what Abel did to him, but what he did, that was literally just called out. He took that and the emotions from that and then turned it into killing his brother.
Yeah.
That's what offense does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's that. Going back to the bait of Satan, offense will lead you to sin. And when you think about it, man, no one can make us feel a certain way. No one can. And no thing can either. And when I say that, yeah, if you get hit or whatever, you're going to feel pain. But what I'm saying is the attitude we have. No, we set our attitude. we lose, I say, power when we allow other people to impact our attitude in the wrong way. So offense itself is us giving up control in a sense. When
Yeah.
we feel offended, we're giving up control to a situation or to someone or whatever to get us a mindset that's we now in a state of offense. We feel offended.
And the thing is too, because going back, the original presented the idea for the topic, I said either be offended or be better. I want to talk about that better side just a little bit before we get out of here. Because the reality is, like as we've already discussed, with you got to count everything that comes at you is pretty much inputs. It's data. It's just data. But to the point that was just made, nobody's making you do anything. Nobody, just because someone said something doesn't mean you have to go off on them. Because somebody cuts you off on the road doesn't mean that you have to throw something at the back of their car. Just because, because, she said that she said that I look like I'm losing weight. I don't have to go off. I don't have to snap. I don't have to be upset about it. I have to, everything that comes after the data point is my choice. Now, some people, and I'm telling you, the quicker you can, and this is in my own experience, I've realized this. The quicker I was able to get to the understanding that everything that happens from this point forward is my decision, my choice, and how this thing plays out is largely based on what I do with this information right here in front of me. And it's not them that's in control of it. It's me. It's everything after this is going to be what I do. After that, I can choose to take that data point and decide to be like Cain and go kill my brother. Or I can decide, okay, on the next time, watch this. You ain't never going to give a better offering than I do. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna be better from it, or I'm gonna start going to the gym. I'm going to start eating healthier.
Yeah.
Or you know what? This person said that I do this, or let's just take it to elementary school. Somebody said you stank. All right, take a shower. I mean, shoot, just take a shower.
Do you? The question is, do you? It's like
right. If you know you don't take no shower, just take one.
Yeah, I hear you, man, and you're right. It's like. And that I guess it don't get talked about a lot, but with the Cain and Abel piece, Cain could have done better. But instead, he decided to be offended and he's gonna lash out in his offense. But so that choice, and I think it's valid. I'm glad we didn't lose that before we done, because you're right. We started as like, hey, you can choose to wallow in that offense, or you can choose to get better or be better.
It's your choice.
It's that simple. It's your choice. It really is. It's your choice. And, because, and I guarantee you when you choose to be better or get better, you learn that, you know what? It wasn't, it was about something else bigger, It stops being petty at that point.
And this don't just apply to somebody close to you saying something about you where, it hit a nerve with you. It's like you can take, if somebody off the street says something about it, again, it's a data point. It's something that it's information that you can use. You can either validate it or invalidate it. Like if it just literally didn't make sense and it wasn't you, cool, put it where it's supposed to go. But if you can sit there and look at yourself, do some reflection, and then say, you know what? I could improve in this area. Now you have given yourself the power to do something about it, to be better.
You're taking back the situation. And when you, as we learn to do more of that, it takes the stress out your life. Not that you won't get stressed, that happens. But a lot of times people create a lot of stress because they feel offended. I'm not going to talk to that person ever again because they offended me. And that creates stress. And,
right.
This whole offense thing is a lot bigger than I think people realize. And I think some people say, I'm not offended, by certain things. But if you allow yourself to get upset, if you allow yourself to get bent out of shape, road rage, somebody cut you off, you just feel offended because somebody cut you off. Yeah, it's a situation that I think everybody needs to be aware of, and we all need to make sure that we don't succumb to, what happens when we get offended, to do something negative. We need to go to the gym and not lash out at the person who made the statement. You know what I mean? So using your example, Martell, we need to be better. Okay.
Yeah. And here's and I guess the last thing on that same note, it's like not everybody gonna package it well.
Uh,
Let's be real.
yeah.
Like not everybody is going to sit there. They're going to think about what they want to say. They're going to say, okay, well, I don't want Martell to be upset about this. So let me kind of show what would be the best way of wording how to present this particular thing to him because I don't want him to get offended. Some people just going to tell you,
Oh,
I've got
that's my mother. That's my mother. That's my mother.
that's my mother. That's my sister. That's my grandmother. I am very you develop a thing that they call thick skin, brother. when when you can just take it as it is and then decide what you're gonna do from there. Because you can't pop off at everybody. You can't pop off at everybody.
No,
You
no,
just can't. It's just not a good use of your time.
Well, I know we get into the end, but I think along with what you just said, knowing the individual is key. Because, my mother's gone, she's in heaven now, but you knew that was her. It wasn't personal. It was just who she was. It wasn't her picking on you. She talked to everybody that way. You know what I'm saying? Well, everybody in the family.
There you go.
So the point though is that, so why am I offended? Because I could be blue and she would still say the same thing.
Come on. Yeah. And then, I mean, even to the point, even to the people who like someone was just trying to attack you. If you can still look at yourself and validate or invalidate what they said, you still have the opportunity to be better from it. Maybe they did call out something. Maybe it was a coworker who is actually in competition. Like they really don't want you to be here. And they point out that you've shown up late or that thing ain't right or you messed up on this. Did you mess up? Did you show up late? Are those things true? Can you be better?
Yeah.
They win if you don't get better. They win if you don't improve.
Yep. That's the truth. Facts.
You got to make your decision.
You do. You do. Man, I think we had a good spot to put a bow on this one.
Cool. Well, in that case, thank y'all for tuning into another episode of the Today for Tomorrow podcast. There is a few things going on. I know maybe you mentioned this the last time, but Block Detroit, Detroit, not Black Detroit, Block Detroit. You want to break it down?
Black Legacy Cultivating Knowledge. That's the brand that Mike
Building Legacy.
I'm sorry. Building Legacy. I'm thinking black. Building Legacy, Cultivating Knowledge. Mike and Evan, a brand that they started not for just selling apparel, but to change an attitude. So that Building Legacy, Cultivating Knowledge is what you have in your spirit to do to make a better place for all of us. So me being a black man, I definitely want to make a safer space for people that look like me, and especially those who are younger growing up, so they can know that there's a legacy out there for them to leave as well.
Bada bing, bada boom. It sounds very similar, but in a different way to another group that I was with recently, Men 2.0. Men 2.0. Hey, look, I'm sure you've heard about it already if you've watched any other episode of the podcast, but Men 2.0, it's a men's group founded in biblical principles to help men be better men, to help fathers be extraordinary fathers, to help husbands be godly husbands. And it's all a community where second Saturday of every single month at the Freedom Center, 28202 Franklin Road, 10 a.m. Be there. But it's this community that is truly, when you see the verse about iron sharpening iron, that's what it is. We're having real conversations. This is an atmosphere where we leave all of the stuff you could be offended about at the door, because just know that when you start getting into the word, you will be corrected. You will be
Uh-huh.
checked. There will be some edification that is going to take place. But in this room, in this environment, everybody's trying to get better anyway. And so we
Uh-huh.
look at ourselves and say, you know what? I could be a better father. I could be better in my relationship. I could do better in this particular area. And the beautiful thing about it is everybody's working together. You've got
Uh-huh.
somebody to lean on. You've got somebody to talk to. You've got somebody who might be in the same situation as you, but on a different side. That's what Men 2.0 is all about, and that's truly what that's the beautiful thing of it. So if you want to be a part of it, information is below to do that. And I highly recommend, if you are, if anything resonated with you in this particular episode, I think you should go ahead and check it out.
Definitely. Well, I think
Cool.
that's a wrap then, Mr. Martell. Good conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, if you haven't already done it, go ahead and subscribe. We appreciate y'all for being here. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.